Hello again, vinyl community, it's Matt here again. So I've been back to the Rat Hole, yeah, my favorite record store, as you guys might know. And so I've got several records to show here, and I'm sorry I'm looking a little bit sweaty. I got back from the gym a short while ago. No, believe it or not, I did. No, I really did. But figured I haven't made a video for like 10 days, so why not, right? Anyway, let's without any further ado, let's take a look. Like I said, this is a combination of several trips to the Rat Hole over the last couple of months, and this first record, this is from my most recent trip there, which was about, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago, a bit less than that maybe, and then the Sunshine Dream by the Beach Boys. Now, this is a compilation album that I'd heard of. I don't know if I've ever seen it in the wild. It's not particularly rare, I don't think, but anyway, I love the artwork. I mean, look at that. That's just gorgeous. In the back of it right here. And this album's interesting for a couple of reasons. It contains Good Vibrations, which is one reason I wanted to buy the album, since I didn't actually own that on vinyl. I'd had the 45 at some point, but it wasn't in very good condition, so I got rid of it some time ago. I have the Endless Summer compilation album, but that doesn't have Good Vibrations on it. And the other thing that's interesting is that most of the songs on here are in mono. Now, there's some debate about whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, particularly when it comes to the Beach Boys, because, they were a band in many ways made for stereo, the harmonies and so on. But anyway, it's kind of interesting to have the mono version, and Good Vibrations is indeed the mono version as well. A few of the songs on here are in stereo, but only, I don't know, like 3 or 4 of them. So it is a gatefold. It's a little bit kind of a Yellow Submarine ripoff. I mean, there's definitely some Yellow Submarine vibes here, but yeah, I just really liked it, and this was $15. The owner of the Rat Hole basically said, "Name your price," and so that was what I felt comfortable with, was 15, and that's sort of the going rate online, is $15 to $20. So next up, now this is the oldest one. This one I got a few months ago actually, but it's a Complete Madness, and it's got a price tag of $18.99 on it. I think I probably paid more like $15 for it, and yeah, it was still partially in the shrink, and it's essentially a Madness greatest hits, at least up until about, let's see, 1980. I got to find the date on here. I'm going to find the date. Let me have a look. It's a gatefold, although of course I can't really open it because the shrink's still on here. Let's have a look at here's the label. This is from 1982. Okay, so it's a hits album up until that point. So there's a few of their better known songs that are not on here, but also a lot of their better known songs that are on here. Let's take a look. We've got Baggy Trousers is on here. My Girl, It Must Be Love, that's a great song. Night Boat to Cairo, House of Fun, One Step Beyond. And there's a total of 16 tracks, and I like Madness. Not like a massive fan, but I like them. So I thought, well, a hits album is good enough for me when it comes to them. All right, next up is one that this has a little bit of a story behind it. Sade, Diamond Life. Now, I've been on the fence with this album, and I'd seen it at the Rat Hole before, and I don't think it was this copy, but it was one that was still in the shrink, like this is. And Chris had said I could have it $15. Chris, the owner of the Rat Hole, and $15 is it's a reasonable price, especially in near mint condition, still in the shrink. So, and I didn't get it, and I regretted not getting it. And I went back and I couldn't find it. He had a couple of other copies, but they weren't in as good a condition. And finally, when I went back again, I found this copy. It's not quite the same one, I'm pretty sure. I remember the other one had a little bit more shrink on it, but still, it was priced at $17.99. He let me have it for $15. And what a great sounding record. I mean, the production values are just insane on this. The big hits, of course, were Smooth Operator and Your Love Is King. What else is on here? Cherry Pie, I think, is another fairly well-known song from Sade. But yeah, so really pleased to finally pick that up. Next up, this next one I actually got at the same time that I got the Beach Boys album, Control by Janet Jackson. And this was only $5, and I just couldn't pass it up for that. It's in a very solid VG Plus condition. The record actually is probably near mint, to be honest. There's like not a scratch on it. And, you know, this was her kind of big album of the 80s with Nasty and What Have You Done For Me Lately, The Pleasure Principle, Let's Wait a While. That was a pretty big hit in the UK, as I remember. And I think this album's from 86, is it? Yeah. Let's Wait a While was a hit in 87, though, at least in the UK. So yeah, very pleased to get that for $5. And then I have also picked up Steely Dan, Countdown to Ecstasy. Very pleased to find this. It was only $5. Now, it is kind of noisy. I was a little bit disappointed. There's a lot of static on the record. Once the music starts, it's acceptable, but and it's unfortunate because you wouldn't know it. The record looks like it's in really nice condition. It's just one of those things where, I don't know, at some point there's been a lot of groove wear or something. I don't know. A lot of dust has gotten in there, more likely. But still, it was only $5, and I'll keep my eye out for another one. The sleeve's in nice condition, so I was pleased with that. There's the back of it. And that kind of ties in nicely with Katie Lied, also by Steely Dan. This actually was an eBay purchase. I didn't get this from the Rat Hole, but I haven't shown it yet, so here it is. And this is in pretty nice condition as well. And this actually completes my Steely Dan collection up until, let me think, what's the most recent one? I can't even remember now. It's getting late. Anyway, so I have like probably 7 of their albums now, something like that. All the way up to the early 80s. So yeah, very, very pleased to pick those up. Well, that's it. That's all I got for tonight. Thank you guys as always for watching. Sorry there's been a bit of a delay between posting videos, but I'll try to get another one up, you know, a few days from now. Hope everyone's doing well. Always appreciate your comments, and if you'd like to subscribe, please hit the button below. And until next time, bye bye.